Hey guys, it's Allan Whatmore here. And today I want to talk to you about something which is not typically talked about, but I want to let you know because by doing this one thing, you may be able to untap or unlock massive opportunity within your business in the span of a couple of months, at least a little bit. So to give you context, right? Typically, if you're an established business, especially, you might have been in business for, let's say, a number of years, might be 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and you have an existing database of people, right? And these are people that you might have spoken to once or twice. They just weren't ready or they just didn't engage at that current time. Okay. And so you've got all these people that are currently sitting in this database. And you might send an email to them once a month, once a quarter, once a year, or not at all. Okay. But you've been in business for a number of years. So you understand the value of creating a database in the first place. And so you've got this sitting here. This might be maybe a couple hundred contacts. It might be a few thousand contacts. And what typically that I see a lot of businesses do is they're focused on generating and getting new leads into the funnel, doing more outreach. And a lot of the time, the reason why people never engage at the time when you reached out to them is because just maybe the timing wasn't right, or maybe they had to sort out a few things first. But now you can go back and reach out to them, especially if you've known them for a couple of years, and ask them a simple question like, hey, I know we spoke a while ago, just seeing if now's a better time. Or saying if you've got a new offer or if your service has especially improved since then, going back to them and letting them know exactly that. I've done this for a number of firms in the past and currently right now, and the results have been phenomenal. Okay. Another reason why this works really well is because it doesn't require any advertising spend in order to do it. Okay. The return on investment is huge. Okay. Because running ads are fantastic, but naturally there's budget that's involved in order to generate those leads. You already have these leads, right? So it's simply the investment of, let's say, a CRM tool or some kind of SMS or email credits or phone credits in order to reactivate these people. Another reason as well is that these people, like, imagine if you have a database of like 2,000 people, for example. If you were advertising, right, in order to get 2,000 leads, it might take you quite a bit of budget in order to get 2,000 contacts. But because you already have them, you can reach out to 100 people a day, 200 people a day, 500 people a day. And so the amount of leverage and speed that you can get in order to reactivate these people back into active clients is huge, huge. Okay. And a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about this, but if you're a business, particularly if you're established and if you have a database of prospects, this is going to provide a massive boost to your business, especially if you have all of their contact details from, for example, name, email address, and mobile number. And of course, if you've got more data points, let's say if you're a financial advisor, you've got their superannuation balance or their super fund that they're with, or whatever the case may be, then that can be leveraged even more in the conversation, right? So some use cases that you can use it for. One is you can reactivate old leads. Okay. So let's say people that you just had that are just dormant contacts, okay, that are just sitting there collecting dust. If you're a financial advice firm and you have a super book or a superannuation book or a pension book or an insurance book, and you want to convert those prospects into active fee-for-service clients, then you can. If you're a mortgage broker, right, and you've got an active mortgage broker book, like a trail book or a book that you've purchased even, and interest rates have come down and you're like, well, it's a good chance for people to refinance, that's another great opportunity. If you're working with a referral and you want to reactivate that database in order to book appointments into active fee-for-service clients, then you can as well. So the concept of database reactivation is really an untapped goldmine. Okay. And so where it comes is just knowing the database that you've got, understanding the context as to how they opted in the first place, and then being able to craft an offer and a series of messages to go out and touch base and reactivate them back into appointments so they can become active clients for you as well. Okay. One thing I didn't mention, or I did mention briefly, is to understand context. Okay. Very, very, very important. The reason I say you need to have context is that you need to understand the context as to how they opted in, so that when you're writing to them, especially if you haven't contacted them before, you need to have some kind of message so that they can understand the bridge, or they can see the relevance between why you're actually reaching out. Okay. You can reach out and say, hey, just touching base, but you want something that's a bit more stronger. Okay. That's going to entice people to actually book a meeting and become an active fee for service client. So context. So examples where this doesn't work so well is if someone has just a database which is cold, right? It's very cold and they've got no familiarity, or they haven't seen the brand at all, or they don't remember a specific person, then this won't work really well. Okay. So you want to have context. Okay. The more context that you have, the more better you can craft your message, the better the results that you will get. Okay. So if you'd like to see how a system like this can be built specifically for your business in terms of reactivating your database in a really short period of time to bring you active clients at a huge ROI, then there should be a link below that you can use to book in a call. That's completely fine. You don't have to. But hopefully that's giving you context. So I really appreciate your time. I hope that you are able to capitalize and take advantage of this. My name is Allan Whatmore. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a fantastic day.